Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review. And this character review will be on Gold Mythic Gunner Andrea. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And honestly, I think Andrea, we're going to go into her, obviously, into her kit. Me personally, I think she's better than Raulito and Sheila combined. And it's nice that there's an event to get her, which is a-okay with me. So yeah, I don't think we should waste any more time. I think we should go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Gunner Andrea, Holiday Heroes. Her trait is alert. Her role is control. And her allegiance is a member of the Holiday Heroes. Man, the Holiday Heroes have a lot of tunes, and I get why Andrea is in this allegiance because she's supposed to be a mother. So it makes sense, and with Mother's Day right around the corner, so I get it. I absolutely do. Now let's take a look at her stats. Her attack stat is 18,966. Her defense is 15,971. And her HP is 14,973. Now let's take a look at her adrenaline rush. Confused pair. The recharge rate is 66 AP, so pretty much the standard for most gold mythics. Make 2 critical attacks against a line of enemies for 350% damage, 700% total each. 2 enemies get confused for 2 turns. This isn't really all that powerful, but I just honestly don't think it's all that bad either. And honestly, right now, because we have certain lines that might have Nor and Vance, or I don't know, Lao Po and Vance, or Peacekeeper and Nor, I really like that though. Especially, if you have a line with just Vance and Nor, that line is also going to get confused for 2 turns, and that's really going to be really useful, I feel like. Not too powerful, and I do like the confuse on her rush. It lines up with another part of her kit, which we will definitely get to. So, like I said, I don't think this is a bad adrenaline rush, but I don't think it's like a super powerful adrenaline rush. I think it's a decent adrenaline rush. I think it's pretty good, honestly, and it's going to help control a certain line, especially with Nor and Vance. If you can get those 2 in the same line to be confused, that's going to be pretty good, honestly. And I know there's probably other annoying tunes in a line that you can confuse, and that's just gonna be pretty great. Now let's take a look at her signature move, Get 'em Carl. The initial cooldown is turn 1, number of cooldowns 2 turns, number of uses unlimited. Make a critical attack against a line of enemies for 400% damage, plus 50% damage for each Holiday Heroes Allegiance teammate each. If Deputy Carl is on this character's team, stun an enemy for 2 turns. Okay, so this is pretty interesting, you know. Making a critical attack against a line of enemies for 400% damage, plus if you have, let's say, 3 or 4 Holiday Heroes teammates on the team with Andrea, you know, plus 50% for each of those certain teammates, that's going to be pretty good. And if you pulled for Deputy Carl, plus she potentially could stun that line, that's actually pretty good. I don't know, I kind of maybe like the signature move just a little bit better than the actual Adrenaline Rush, but both of them I don't think are that bad. But the only setback for the signature move is it's Holiday Heroes Allegiance based. That's how you're going to get the absolute best from it. And especially if you have the brand new Carl, which we will talk about him, you know. So yeah, I really like the signature move. I think it's pretty good. And the Adrenaline Rush, both of them are pretty solid. Now let's take a look at her Mythic Abilities. Precision. Enemy resistance are 40% lower against this character. Yeah, I would go ahead and recommend leveling this one up. No need to really go into this one all that much. Critical Help. At the start of each wave, 100% chance all teammates get 25 crit for each Holiday Heroes Allegiance teammate for the rest of combat. Ooh, this could have some nice potential. So the way it seems like Andrea is built, it seems like you're gonna have to have a Holiday Heroes team around her to get the best out of her, which, you know, that 25 crit could come in handy. And there's a couple of Holiday Hero tunes right now that, you know, the Holiday Hero tunes, well, the Allegiance have like 1 billion tunes. I think more than any other Allegiance right now in the game. So yeah, Critical Help, oof, I can imagine that could be very good. And especially if you have the right Holiday Hero tunes, I should say. If you have the right Holiday Hero tunes surrounded with Andrea, that crit could be I could see the great potential with that one for sure. Reactive Consortium, I don't know, whatever. At the start of each wave, all Holiday Heroes Allegiance teammates get counter damage reduction, taking 60% of the counter damage they would normally receive for 2 turns. That's actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That one, especially if you have a Holiday Heroes Allegiance team, you know, the more Holiday Hero tunes you have on the team, the better that's going to be. And the same thing for the last one. So, if you are planning on making a Holiday Heroes team with Andrea, Critical Help, and then this one is absolutely going to be ones worth leveling up for sure. Bedtime. When attacking, 50% chance the enemy gets a random debilitating effect for 2 turns. Okay, this one could be pretty good too, depending on what the deal of... I can't even talk. One of these days I'll be able to talk. Whatever the random debilitating effect is for those 2 turns, that could be really good. So it's pretty much a roll of the dice with that. So maybe that's not the #1 important thing you want to level up on her Mythic Abilities, but maybe down the road, if you have some spare supplies, might be worth leveling up. You don't know what you might get. You might get a really good one against the enemy. So definitely reactive, you know, don't know how to say that word, but the counter damage reaction one, and definitely Critical Help are two pretty good ones. I think, in my opinion, those two are pretty good. They counter damage reduction, not reaction, but they counter damage reduction and critical help, and bedtime potentially could be really good in the future. Now let's take a look at her specialist skill, Confounding. When this character performs a critical attack on a human target, that target will be confused for 1 turn. Confused characters will not use rushes or active skills and have a chance to attack a random teammate. So obviously, her adrenaline rush coincides with her specialist skill, and I'm not 100% sure, but her weapon maybe might have something to do with confused, but we're going to take a look at it in a second. And honestly, I think Confounding, I think it's pretty good. Although, like, it's only on certain traits, it's really good. Like, I think on fast tunes, Confounding is going to be really good, and alert tunes, it's going to be pretty good on as well. I'm not so sure about, like, strong tunes, but definitely fast and alert tunes seem to benefit from Confounding the best, especially fast tunes. So on this certain trait, I think Confounding is going to work out pretty decently. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at her weapon. Gunner Andrea's Savage 44 Magnum. 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking. Attack up versus debilitating when attacking an enemy with a debilitating effect. Gain 50% attack. Team attack up versus confused. All teammates get 50% attack when attacking confused enemies. Okay, I've really liked this weapon. I think this is actually a pretty good weapon. The weapon works really well. It synergizes with her adrenaline rush and her specialist skill. And in the 4th slot, all 3 synergize very well together. The only thing I think I would maybe do to the weapon is just upgrade that attack and see if you can get 55% attack. And if you want to get her defense or HP up, I would maybe do that with mods. Honestly, I just don't think, right now, I can't really think of what else to do with her weapon other than try to get 55% attack, honestly. You know, because if you level up the bedtime active skill, not active skill, but the bedtime Mythic Ability, that 3rd slot with bedtime is going to work really well. So I would go ahead and level up bedtime if you can, because that bedtime and the 3rd slot on her weapon are going to work really well, honestly. She's going to get that much more attack. 50% attack, that's actually a good amount of attack for a free-to-play tune. So, yeah. I like the simple look on Gunner Andrea, and I get why she is in the Holiday Heroes with Mother's Day just literally right around the corner. Now, I don't understand why Deputy Carl, I'm not sure why he's in Holiday Heroes. Maybe it's supposed to be connected with Mother's Day. That's the only thing I can think of. But, we'll talk about him when we get to him. So, yeah. I honestly like this character better than I do Raulito and Sheila, if I'm going to be honest. I think she's a better, well-rounded tune. Better than them two, in my opinion, anyway. So, yeah. I don't think I have much else to say. That's all I got for you guys for today. What are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Gunner Andrea? Do you think she's a pretty good toon? Do you think she's a bad toon? Are you planning on picking her up, or are you just going to plan on skipping on her altogether? Whatever your thoughts are on her, let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.